It's coffee time. Ugh. I'm currently working on a project that makes me feel like I'm back in college. It's like one of those, I hope that this works. I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't know for sure. I can't show it to you because I might turn it into a DIY if it does work. So just wish me luck. But most of the time in college, just because of the nature of costume crafts and props, a lot of the time it's, well, this is what we need. So try this. And then if that doesn't work, you go, well, let's try this then. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm having a lot of fun and rewatching the entire BBC Sherlock series, but all of this is paled in comparison to the fact that today I got my car back and I feel great about it. Every step of the way, though, it was like there was that moment where it sounded like I wasn't going to be able to get what I needed. It's just awful. But that's great. So the reason why I waited so long to finally get my car out was because I was told that I would only be able to get a 1-day permit, which basically means that even if your car is unregistered, you have a 24-hour permit to move it wherever you need to move it. So I was like, okay, so that means that the same day that I get the permit, I also have to get my smog certification done, and if the smog certification doesn't work out, then I have to go to an automotive place, get it fixed, take it back, get the smog certification, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, that's like an entire day, and literally every day I've had something. There's been something that I've had to film or work on or whatever. And so now this was 4 days away from when they were going to sell the car. And I realized that last night and I started panicking a little bit. I was like, what am I going to do? I need to figure out how to get my car back. So I said to myself, all right, this morning I'm going to get up and go to the gym. And then right after the gym, I'm going to have Erin, instead of dropping me off at my house, I'm going to have her drop me off at the DMV. And normally we finish up around 8, which is the time that the DMV opens. So I'll get to the DMV. I'll probably have to stand in line for a while, but the second that I'm through that line, the permit is free. It should be really easy. I have all my paperwork, blah, blah, blah. So, of course, it turns out that Wednesdays are the only day that the DMV opens at 9 instead of 8. And it's been colder in LA lately, in the morning specifically. I think this morning when we went to the gym it was like 38. I think we looked. It was 38 or 39, one of those. Which I know to a lot of you does not sound that cold, especially for morning hours, but for us that's chillier than we're used to. So uh so she, let me out at 8 and I went to stand in line. I was, doing a lot of this. It's just like, I had my hood up. It was just like, but I also had my shorts on from the gym. And I didn't think, I did consider to myself maybe I should bring pants just in case. But then I thought, by that point the sun will be out and I won't have to stand out there too long. It'll be fine. So I wound up having to stand out there for an hour. But I got a great spot in line. I was like, wow, that line is really short. That's why, because I got there an hour before it actually opened. But you know what was great is I met the future Jesse Cox in that line, and it was amazing. It was this guy who was obsessed with Kanye and 9/11, and linked the two. And he kept going, listen, now listen, listen, no, but listen, which Jesse does, but not that much. So I was like, oh, it's like he's ramped up. It's like he used to be Jesse, and now he's become Mega Jesse. It was so funny. And he was like, yeah, well, like Kanye obviously didn't do it. He didn't do all those things that everybody says that he did, but now that we've had all this terrorism, now we know for sure that Kanye didn't do it. And I was like, and there was this dude, there was like a suit behind me, and at some point he just couldn't handle it anymore and he just started laughing. And the guy looked right at him and was like, "You laughing? Do you understand the gravity of what I'm talking about? Do you understand?" That's, in my tone of voice, but imagine him saying "listen" a lot more in there, and just dead stone talking that. And the guy just continued to laugh, and he was like, "No, man, I totally agree with you." And he was like, "Yeah, right?" And then decided that they were best friends. So then there was this dude who looked hella homeless with this suit. They were talking about Kanye for like half an hour, and I was like, I'm gonna curl up into a ball and play some Zookeeper Battle, which is exactly what I did. But once I finally got through that line, getting the permit was okay. They gave me a little bit of flack for it, but turns out the permit that they gave me is good until the end of the month. So I was like, this is amazing, because we scheduled a last minute DIY for tomorrow. And I was like, oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Okay. So I did the podcast today, but I had to figure out how to get my car, do smog certification, all of that today was like in my mind. But it turns out that I didn't have to do the smog certification, so I was able to go to Michael's and Home Depot and all of that and get all of that done. So it was fantastic. Oh, also I said that I was going to talk about the TYs today, because I know that I've gone like back and forth on it ever since I started doing them. But I think I've decided for sure now to not do them anymore. And I know that that's going to upset a lot of you. I know that a lot of you really enjoy watching them, or you sent me something and you were really hoping to see me open it, or whatever. But I keep getting messages from a lot of you that say something like, I feel like a bad fan. I really wish that I could send you something. I'm so sorry. Like apologizing for not sending me things. And the more of those that I get, the more I realize that these videos, while I am able to say thank you to the person who gave it to me, they also encourage people to spend money on me, and make it seem as though I want that from you, and I don't. I really, you guys watching me is the gift for me. Like that's what I want. But I don't want to be doing something that's encouraging everyone to give me things or to spend money on me. Does that make sense? So I thought about it for a really long time. I talked about it with a lot of different people. I was like, look, I have this thing that I do on my channel, but I've been, sometimes I stop doing it because I'm not sure if it's the right thing to do, and then I start doing them again, and then I stop again, and I need to just decide, am I doing them or not? and and everybody said, it sounds like maybe you would feel a lot better if you didn't do them. And I was like, yeah, I guess so. um, but yeah, so I'm not going to do them anymore. And again, I know that that's going to make some of you sad, and I'm sorry for that. But I think overall it's going to be a good thing for the feel of this channel in general. So, yeah, I just wanted to address that because I had been asked that a couple of times, and yesterday I responded to a comment and said, I'll talk about that tomorrow. So I'm glad that I didn't forget, because then I would have been a dummy. Uh, yeah, I think that was the only thing that didn't have to do with today that I wanted to talk about. But yeah. So tomorrow, filming more DIY. So wish me luck on that. And yeah, there are going to be bigger projects than I've done so far, or at least more time-consuming projects than I've done so far. So I'm like, fingers crossed that this goes okay. But I hope that you guys had a good day, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye bye!